My name is Matthew Walker. I am a professor of neuroscience and psychology at the University of California, Berkeley, and I am the author of the book, Why We Sleep. We certainly know that a lack of sleep will actually prevent your brain from being able to initially make new memories. So it's almost as though without sleep, the memory inbox of the brain shuts down and you can't commit new experiences to memory. So those new incoming informational emails are just bounced and you end up feeling as though you're amnesic. You can't essentially make and create those new memories. We also know that a lack of sleep will lead to an increased development of a toxic protein in the brain that is called beta amyloid, and that is associated with Alzheimer's disease, because it is during deep sleep at night when a sewage system within the brain actually kicks into high gear and it starts to wash away this toxic protein, beta amyloid. So if you're not getting enough sleep each and every night, more of that Alzheimer's related protein will build up. The more protein that builds up, the greater your risk of going on to develop dementia in later life. What are the effects of sleep deprivation on the body? Well, there are many different effects. Firstly, we know that sleep deprivation affects the reproductive system. We know that men who are sleeping just 5 to 6 hours a night have a level of testosterone which is that of someone 10 years their senior. So a lack of sleep will age you by almost a decade in terms of that aspect of virility and wellness. We also know that a lack of sleep impacts your immune system. So after just one night of 4 to 5 hours of sleep, there is a 70% reduction in critical anti-cancer fighting immune cells called natural killer cells. And that's the reason that we know that short sleep duration predicts your risk for developing numerous forms of cancer. And that list currently includes cancer of the bowel, cancer of the prostate, as well as cancer of the breast. In fact, the link between a lack of sleep and cancer is now so strong that recently the World Health Organization decided to classify any form of nighttime shift work as a probable carcinogen. So in other words, jobs that may induce cancer because of a disruption of your sleep-wake rhythms. We also know that a lack of sleep impacts your cardiovascular system, because it is during deep sleep at night that you receive this most wonderful form of effectively blood pressure medication. Your heart rate drops, your blood pressure goes down. If you're not getting sufficient sleep, you're not getting that reboot of the cardiovascular system. So your blood pressure rises. You have, if you're getting 6 hours of sleep or less, a 200% increased risk of having a fatal heart attack or a stroke in your lifetime. There is a global experiment that is performed on 1.6 billion people twice a year, and it's called daylight savings time. And we know that in the spring, when we lose 1 hour of sleep, we see a subsequent 24% increase in heart attacks the following day. Another question perhaps is, what is the recycle rate of a human being? How long can we actually last without sleep before we start to see declines in your brain function or even impairments within your body? And the answer seems to be about 16 hours of wakefulness. Once you get past 16 hours of being awake, that's when we start to see mental deterioration and physiological deterioration in the body. We know that after you've been awake for 19 or 20 hours, your mental capacity is so impaired that you would be as deficient as someone who is legally drunk behind the wheel of a car. So if you were to ask me what is the recycle rate of a human being, it does seem to be about 16 hours, and we need about 8 hours of sleep to repair the damage of wakefulness. Wakefulness essentially is low-level brain damage.
عادات تدمر الكلى، احذر منها لتحافظ على صحة الكليتين. الكليتين في أجسامنا هي من الأعضاء المهمة لصحتنا، حيث إنها تقوم بتصفية الدم في أجسامنا، وإنتاج الهرمونات وامتصاص المعادن وإنتاج البول والقضاء على السموم وتحييد الأحماض، ولذلك هي من أحد أهم الأجهزة في الجسم، فيجب الحفاظ على صحة الكليتين جيدا. احذر هذه العادات لتحافظ على صحة الكليتين. عدم شرب ما يكفي من المياه. وظيفة الكلى الأكثر أهمية هي تصفية الدم والتخلص من السموم والنفايات، وعندما لا تشرب الماء بكميات كافية خلال النهار فإن السموم والنفايات تبدأ في التراكم، ويمكن أن تسبب أضرار بالغة للجسم. إضافة الكثير من الملح في النظام الغذائي. جسمك يحتاج إلى الصوديوم أو الملح للعمل بشكل صحيح، ولكن معظم الناس يستهلكون الكثير من الملح الذي قد يرفع ضغط الدم ويضع الكثير من الضغط على الكلى. تأخير كثيرا نداء الطبيعة. تجاهل الكثير من الرغبة للذهاب إلى دورة المياه لأنهم مشغولون جيدا، أو تجنب الحمامات العامة، والاحتفاظ بالبول على أساس منتظم يزيد من ضغط البول، ويمكن أن يؤدي إلى فشل الكلى وحصى الكلى وسلس البول. يجب الاستماع إلى جسمك عندما تدعوه الطبيعة. تناول الكثير من المواد السكرية. تظهر الدراسات العلمية أن الأشخاص الذين يستهلكون 2 أو أكثر من المشروبات السكرية يوميا هم أكثر عرضة لبعض مشاكل الكلى. نقص الفيتامينات والمعادن. تناول الطعام النظيف. والطعام في النظام الغذائي المكون من الخضار والفواكه الطازجة المهمة لصحتك العامة ووظائف الكلى الجيدة. يمكن أن النقص الكثير في فيتامين B6 والمغنيسيوم يزيد من مخاطر حصى الكلى أو الفشل الكلوي، لأن لهم أهمية فائقة للحد من مخاطر حصى الكلى. استهلاك الكثير من البروتين الحيواني. الإفراط في استهلاك البروتين وخصوصا اللحوم الحمراء يزيد العبء على الكلى في التمثيل الغذائي، لذلك تناول المزيد من البروتين في النظام الغذائي يزيد الجهد على الكلى للعمل بجدية أكبر، وهذا يمكن أن يؤدي إلى تلف الكلى أو خلل مع مرور الوقت. الحرمان من النوم. لقد سمعنا جميعا كم من المهم الحصول على النوم في الليل جيدا، ويرتبط الحرمان من النوم المزمن بكثير من الأمراض خاصة أمراض الكلى، وأثناء الليل تقوم أنسجة الكلى بإصلاح خلايا الجسم التالفة، حيث تعطي للجسم الوقت للشفاء وإصلاح نفسه. الاعتياد على تناول القهوة. مثل الملح فإن الكافيين يمكن أن يرفع ضغط الدم ويضع ضغطا إضافيا على الكليتين. مع مرور الوقت فإن الاستهلاك المفرط للقهوة يمكن أن يسبب الضرر للكلى. إساءة استخدام مسكنات الألم. الكثير من الناس يتناولون المسكنات لآلام صغيرة، في حين أن هناك العديد من الحلول الطبيعية والعلاجات الآمنة المتاحة، فإن الاستخدام المفرط أو تعاطي مسكن للآلام يمكن أن يؤدي إلى تلف شديد في الكبد والكلى. شرب الكثير من الكحول. الكحول في الواقع هو السم القانوني الذي يضع الكثير من الضغط على الكلى والكبد. للبقاء في صحة جيدة وتجنب مشاكل الكلى فمن الممكن أكل الكثير من الأطعمة الطازجة وشرب المياه بنسبة مهمة، وتجنب هذه العادات قدر الإمكان. فإذا أصبحت الكليتين ليست تحت ضغط مستمر فإن جسمك يقوم بوظيفته بطريقة جيدة.
نشوف من بعض الناس للأسف بالمطاعم ولا بالأماكن العامة يشرب وهو واقف، وهذا في نهي. النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام رأى صحابيا جليلا يشرب قائما، شافه يشرب وهو واقف، دعاه النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام قال: أرأيت لو شرب هر معك، لو قط شرب من هذا الإناء كنت شاربا؟ قال: لا. قال: شرب الشر من الهر إنه شيطان. قه. شو يعني قه؟ يعني روح واستفرغ كل ذي شربته. تخيل. بل جاء في الحديث قال عليه الصلاة والسلام: لو يعلم الشارب قائما ما يقع في بطنه لاستقاء واستفرغ. يقول أنس بن مالك: كان عليه الصلاة والسلام يزجر الذي يشرب قائما. الله كل هذا؟ اي نعم كل هذا. طيب يا الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم شرب قائما لعذر، لضرورة تبيح محظورات، لكن ما عندك ضرورة اشرب جالسا. طبيا يقولون يفتت الحصوة، يصل ماء إلى الركبة ولا يؤذي المعدة لما تشرب جالسا. طبيا راح تؤمن بالشيء الطبي، لكنه شرعا وسنة طبقوا السنة وأبشر بالأجر.
530 dangerous drugs. They might look like candy or gummies, but they're actually full of a synthetic new drug. It's an important safety alert for parents coming from the Miami-Dade Police Department tonight.
CBS 4's Gabby Fleischman has more on how to spot the drugs and its side effects.
What looks like a sweet snack is now being used to disguise a dangerous drug designed to appeal to kids.
These dangerous chemicals are out there in rather benign-seeming forms, and we all need to be careful.
During a narcotics bust, Miami-Dade police say they found what looked like candy in a Ziploc bag. Turns out it was laced with a synthetic drug similar to flakka and bath salts. It's a crystal-like drug that's cheap, addictive, and deadly. It can be swallowed, smoked, or injected, and often causes hallucinations and paranoia.
There's been a lot of medical problems from the consumption of these products.
In this case, narcotics detectives say the drug mimicked the candy's sugar coating. It looked almost identical to regular gummies, but they were stickier and individually wrapped.
The crystalline form was crushed up and a piece of candy was rolled in the crystals to make the illegal substances attractive and marketable.
This is Miami-Dade County's first case, but flakka has become a growing problem in South Florida. In Fort Lauderdale, a man on flakka was impaled on a fence while trying to break into the police department. 1 month earlier, a person high on the drug thought he was being chased and tried to break through the police department's impact-resistant doors. Then there's the man caught on video running naked down Broward Boulevard. Cops say he admitted he was high on flakka.
It's always a cat and mouse game.
Police say new drugs are constantly being created to avoid arrest and target kids, and they want parents to know what's out there before it becomes a serious problem.
And these are all things that we want to make sure that we see. If we see it out in the street or we see something of that nature, make sure that...
What happens when you walk 5, 30, and 60 minutes? Do you know walking is one of the world's best medicine? It's one of the most overlooked activities that's extremely beneficial to your health. Today there are so many means of transportation that have taken the place of walking. They allow us to take less and less steps each day, and that's not good. It's critical for us to walk more. Those overlooked steps are essential for our overall health and wellness. Look, you should know that the body creates chemical changes the longer you walk. Once you realize these benefits, you'll be inspired to walk more. The good thing is, there are a whole lot of opportunities for us to walk every single day. You can decide to walk to the grocery store instead of drive, or walk to lunch instead of taking the wheels. Right now, we're going to explore how walking for 5, 30, or even 60 minutes can transform your health and make you feel great. Sounds good? Let's get to it. What happens when you walk for 1 to 5 minutes? The moment you step out of the door to take your first steps, your body will release energy-producing chemicals to fire you up for the walk. When you start walking, your heart rate will increase from 70 to 100 beats per minute. This beneficial change warms the muscles and boosts blood flow. You'll also find that stiffness reduces, and this is all thanks to the lubricating fluid that your joints produces. This will help you move more easily. At this point, your body starts to burn up to 5 calories per minute. Fats and carbohydrates will be used as fuel to burn energy. 6 to 10 minutes. At this time period, your heartbeat goes all the way from 100 to 140 beats per minute, and you'll start burning up to 6 calories per minute. Right now, your blood pressure will spike up a little, but still gets countered by the release of chemicals that expand blood vessels. This then supplies more blood and oxygen to working muscles. Look, as you walk more, your body, heart, and cardiovascular system will have what it takes to maintain resiliency, and your blood pressure lowers in the long run. 11 to 20 minutes. Right now, your body temperature increases, and that's a good thing. Why? Well, it's primarily because you begin to sweat, and the blood vessels near the skin expand to release heat. As your walk becomes more intense, you'll burn up to 7 calories per minute and breathe deeper than before. At this point, 2 hormones, epinephrine and glucagon, rise to fuel your muscles. For the most part, epinephrine is an adrenaline hormone that provides relief to asthma attacks and allergic reactions. It's actually sold in drugstores. The good news is you can get it for free after a 20-minute walk. 21 to 45 minutes. This is the point where your body releases more tension and relaxes further. This typically happens as a result of the release of endorphins in your brain. The good thing is you'll get to burn more fat at this stage and insulin levels drop significantly. This is great for people looking to shed excess weight, so be sure to keep up if you're one of them. 45 to 60 minutes. At this point, you're exceeding all previous benefits for longer, boosting blood flow, burning more calories, and oxygenating your body. It's also good to know that you're also fortifying your heart, losing unhealthy fat, strengthening your immune system, increasing vitamin D levels since you're in the sun, and feeling great. Moreover, studies have shown that walking is just as effective as antidepressants. It eases stress and anxiety. Who wouldn't want to experience these amazing benefits? The bottom line, try as much as possible to walk more often. You can even turn it into a daily routine. Your body will feel great at the end of the day, and that's what matters. Happy walking!